Truth with Ruth here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday evening. I feel like the days are going by faster and faster. Like, I feel like I just uploaded a video. Y'all are probably already tired of me. I'm sorry, like, but I'm gonna be up in your face every day though. You guys are crazy. Yeah, all right, so y'all seen the thumbnail. I know this has went viral, this altercation between two of really popular Capaholics, DDG and JAY CINCO. Now, DDG, if you don't know who DDG is now a very, he's up there with like a Kai Cenat, and Aiden, all the top streamers. He's up there with them. But DDG came from YouTube. Like, I cannot, sorry y'all. DDG came from YouTube. You know, I remember, like, he basically owned YouTube for a very long time. He was just doing everything. He started off his music in YouTube. He was doing pranks. He was doing what you see now, like DDG. Been there, done that. Now he is a #1 streamer, and a lot like Kai. You know, he has his, you know, his crew, his entourage, his boys, his brothers. So, and they're called the Capaholics. Now, JAY CINCO was one of the Capaholics. And, you know, JAY CINCO was, you know, they used to call him, like, you know, AKA Shark, because I guess apparently, like, you know, he was the one that all the girls would flock to, and he was kind of like, you know, like the lover boy or whatever, right? But then, like, you know, he had his own strong personality, along with, like, you know, Dub, DDG's brother, and the rest of the crew. I think Deshay, and a couple of the other guys. So yeah, pretty cool crew, you know, Bendadine, like, pretty cool crew, you know, fun to watch. Yeah, you know, I mean, they did what they did, right? They brought the views in, and very successful at it. Made a whole heck of a lot of money. Of course, DDG is the one that kind of like pioneered it, and then everybody else like kind of tailed along. JAY CINCO is one of the ones that, yes, he became very successful, a successful streamer, but DDG was the one that basically said, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you, he has his own talent, but I'm going to, like, you know what I mean? Like, start you along, and you can, like, basically go follow my success, okay? I'm not gonna say that DDG made him or, you know, put him where he was. I believe that JAY CINCO, he, you know, brought his talents and his charisma and his personality, and he did what he did, right? You have to have something, and I do believe that JAY CINCO had what he needed to have to be a successful streamer. But knowing DDG made it a little bit easier. Okay, so now we come to today. They have been going viral because they have been, okay, so they were all supposed to go a lot like the Clover Boys, where Kai had all his boys. They did like the marathon, I forget, I'm probably saying it wrong, but they did this whole thing, and, like, you know what I mean, and Kai did like made 1 million, I think, followers on Twitch, and he broke a record, right? So DDG basically was like, hey, you know what? Yeah, like, me and my boys, the Capaholics, yeah, me and my boys, we're gonna go into this huge, beautiful mansion, and we're gonna do our thing. Okay, so JAY CINCO recently decided that he was going to come to the masses and say, he did a live and said, hey guys, I won't be joining, yeah, I'm not going to be going in the mansion, I'm no longer going to be working with DDG, I am no longer a Capaholic. Wow, that was big news, because JAY CINCO was, like, you know, I thought, and probably a lot of others thought, that they were, you know, brothers, real cool, considered real friends, right? So the whole thing blew up, and JAY CINCO was basically like, nah, I'm tired of basically DDG talking down to me. I'm tired of him not being humble. I'm tired of him thinking that he is the program. I'm tired of him thinking that he basically being sunned by DDG, right? Basically being sunned. Okay, he's tired of it. He's had enough. He's kept quiet for a long time, and now he's done with it. And that's, you know, boom. I respect it. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, I'm good. So DDG basically said, wow, we doing this? This is what we doing? So DDG went live and was like, all right, cool. All of a sudden now, you got an issue with me. Like, all of a sudden now, you got this big issue. And DDG thinks that, you know, it started from the marathon. I know I'm saying it wrong, y'all. But Kai's marathon. All right, so, but it started from there when DDG went up there. DDG and Reggie, he is one of the Clover Boys. Like, so DDG and Reggie, they had a falling out. But on the marathon, they called, you know what I mean? They had a truce, okay? Something was kind of weird there. So DDG said that, you know, he thought everything was all good. He was having a good time, you know, with the Clover Boys. He was having a great time. He was entertaining. He brought the high energy. He did what he had to do. You know, true DDG style. Like, that's one thing I respect about DDG. He knows how to keep the people's attention. He is, if you could have something streaming in your veins, it's kind of bleeding out of his veins, honey. Like, he does it so naturally, okay? So, so he brought it, okay? Yeah. But then there was something that kind of happened. So him and Reggie, he thought squash the beef. But then I guess something happened where he went off stream for a moment, and then I guess he took a break, and he happened to look down and he noticed that the comments was all going crazy. Like, I would have said this, why didn't you say this? I would have said this. So apparently Reggie said something a little slick. Look at me talking like yeah, apparently Reggie said something a little bit slick, and it got to, like, everybody was kind of like, wow, you gonna let that slide? You gonna let that slide? I can't believe you gonna let that slide. So DDG's like, wow, like, this was kind of crazy how this happened. The energy flipped, and I went from high energy to, what do y'all want me to do? Do y'all really want me to crash out and, like, beat this 21-year-old kid up? Mind you, DDG is pushing 30. I think he's 27, 28, right? So he's like, what you want me to do? Crash out, take away, like, make the energy weird? I mean, it's been positive, and now when I come on Kai's stream, I'm going to make it, like, negative. I'm going to be punching this 21-year-old. What would you like me to do in this situation? Yeah, I'm going to just, boom, I'm going to do what I do, continue to be professional, bring the high energy, and then I'm off this, right? So apparently DDG on his live was like, Jay Cinco sent DDG a message along the lines of, I can't believe you let that happen. I can't believe you let that slide. I would have said, and I think he said, and I quote, something along the lines of, I would have dissed his dead daddy, right? Yeah, I would have dissed his dead daddy. Along the lines of, right? I'll say allegedly just so I won't get in trouble. All right, so allegedly, Jay Cinco text DDG that, right? And DDG did show the text, so I think it, you know, but I'll continue to say allegedly. So now, mind you, DDG did say, oh, you was working out with Reggie. You was just working out with Reggie. So why you want to put this energy in my head when you was just working out with Reggie? Now you telling me, oh, if I was you, I would have dissed his dead daddy. What kind of time you on? What you trying to do? So DDG's like, now you doing this? Now you like, and I guess they had a back and forth, right? And it went along the lines of, you're not my friend no more. And then I guess Jay Cinco was like, yeah, I'm getting my boys, because I guess Jay Cinco, he is affiliated, or his father is affiliated with an LA, I'll say group, okay? I won't say, okay, I'll just say LA group. Y'all know what that is. And you know, Jay Cinco knows some people because his people know some people, right? So, and this is what DDG says, that it got past the whole friendship thing and it became a, I'm gonna get my boys. What do you mean get your boys? You gonna get your boys? I thought we was brothers. Like, I thought we was friends. Can't we box it out? Me and you get in the rink. Because apparently Jay Cinco could box, and we all know that DDG been boxing ever since he was in like 7, 8 years old. So yeah, so they both got hands, right? So DDG's like, where is this going? What is happening here? Now, y'all probably seen this on other YouTubers. You know, everybody's giving you the story. Okay, and I'm assuming everybody is giving you their opinion. Well, this is my opinion. There's a lot of different ingredients here, new ingredients. And I feel like this may or may not, this is just my opinion, have something to do with this whole thing, okay? Now, mind you, Jay Cinco is in a fairly new relationship with streamer Lala, right? Now, mind you, Lala, I won't say that Lala and DDG were dating, but they were acquaintances, okay? Did DDG flirt with Lala here and there? My eyes say yes, okay? Now, Lala is the new ingredient in this whole relationship, okay? There's Jay Cinco, there's DDG, and then there's the new ingredient here, right? Lala. Now, do I think that Lala did something where she said something or made some sort of like comment? Excuse me, y'all, I have a cold. Sorry. Did she do I think that she started something or she's instigating in some way? No, I don't think that. Do I think that she's purposely instigating an issue or a fight? No, I don't think that. But the thing is, see, men have this natural, I'm the man, you know? And if they're both alphas, I don't know if Jay Cinco is an alpha, or if he's a, what's the other one, guys? There's alpha and then there's beta male, right? Beta male. I'm not sure, but I feel like he has some alpha parts. I could tell you this, DDG definitely seems like a complete alpha to me. You know, could this be a thing where like, I'm that guy, babe. Yes, babe, you are that guy. Yep, I am that guy, right? Could it have been a conversation, a little light conversation, and then it was like, well, you know, like, 'cause you got into this with, like, you know, and it's nice that you got into this with your guy, you know, and DDG, he helped you out. What you mean he helped me out? Oh, no, I don't mean it like that, babe. What I'm saying is, like, you know, you had the contact with DDG. You was going to make it anyway. Yeah, I know I was going to make it anyway. What you trying to say? I'm not trying to say anything, babe. It could be that one little thing that your girl says that get your wheels turning and make you feel some kind of way about things, right? Now, do I think that DDG is big-headed? Yes, I do. And I think he's always been like that. We got to understand, this guy has been getting money ever since he was very young. Now, you know what I mean? Am I making excuses for DDG? Absolutely not. I think that, yes, he comes across as okay, at times, right? Does that make him a bad person? No. But do I think that Jay Cinco saw that way early on? Yes. So my question is, why is it bothering you now? And now you got to say something about it. You couldn't fight it out, or, you know what I mean? Maybe y'all take it in the back and y'all get a couple of bruises. Both of y'all could fight, thug it out a little bit, and then boom. But it went a little further. It went where, like, oh no, I got to expose him. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to sneeze. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. I'm coming off this cold. But it went to the point where, I got to expose him. I have to expose him, right? And then boom, cut complete ties. And it's very unfortunate that this has to happen. And again, I'm not blaming this on Lala, but I am saying that Lala is the brand new component in between this relationship. Now, this also could be a skit to get the people talking, honey. Get everybody talking. Get everybody to go doing what they're doing right now to make what? Money. And then they could do the spin-off, have a sit down. I love you, brother. I love you too, brother. And then boom, have a big party at the mansion. Ya-ta-ta. Everybody in love again. You'll see India, you'll see Lala, you'll see DDG, you'll see JAY CINCO, and they toss it up on a shot of Dawn. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know, all right? That could be the other, all right? So it could be either it's the woman involved, or it's a skit, okay? Or it could possibly be a setup. Are they trying to set up DDG? Does DDG have more than one enemy? What is JAY CINCO? Is this is Reggie in on this? Is Bendadino in on this? Have people been feeling this way about DDG for a while and now it's just coming to the head? I don't know. I'm going to say this, y'all. If I had to bet on it, okay, I got 3 of those, right? If I had to bet on one, I would probably say this is just male testosterone and bravado and macho-ness, and it has something to do with JAY CINCO's relationship. And again, I think JAY CINCO is very right when he says, no, my girl didn't push me to do this. I don't think that. I think she's a nice girl. I don't think she's pushing him to do anything. But it could be just a man thing, you know? You're not the boss of me. You're not my daddy. Stop trying to son me. You're not sonning me in front of my girl. You're not the program. You know what I mean? Like now, because he has this relationship with, he's in a relationship, it's like, all right, now, you ain't gonna make me look stupid in front of my woman. I gotta show that I'm a man, right? Could be JAY CINCO may have some, people in his ear. I'm just saying. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But seen situations like this before, and a lot of times it has to do with the woman. Oh, and I want to say this now. My thing is, I would have said to my man, I hope I'm not losing. My battery's not dying. If my battery's dying, y'all, sorry. I would have said this to my man. I would have been like, babe, you sure you want to bring this to the internet? Because listen, you want to bring this to the masses? I feel like you should definitely try to squash this behind closed doors, babe. Squash it behind closed doors, right? Like, if you got to thug it out, you got to thug it out. But do it behind closed doors, because you never want to come across as tender. But, I'm not saying Lala. I'm not accusing Lala. I'm not accusing Lala of nothing now, okay? I am not accusing Lala of nothing. But, like, you have to learn that, right? So, Lala, you know what I mean? Like, Lala, I think she's only in her 20s or something, like early 20s. So, maybe Lala doesn't know that. She don't know the game. She don't know that sometimes you got to pull back your man. Sometimes you got to be like, babe, don't do that. Babe, hold up. Baby, let's talk about this. Call your mans up. You got that right hook? You still got that? Maybe you need to do a little, okay? Y'all get a couple of bruises. Y'all squash it out. Boom. And then go have a good time in the mansion. I mean, sometimes you got to do that so your man will know that he is the man. But you don't want him to appear as tender. Do you understand? I mean, y'all let me know Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments how you feel, all right? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.